it to the roof of the net. Nice one. Straight down the middle. So a good performance.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. On the show today, has the Gambhir era in Indian cricket gotten off to a shaky start? The squads for the series against Sri Lanka has finally been announced. What are some of the highlights of this? What messaging is the BCCI sending through their selections? I'll tell you more in the show. Over in football, our focus remains on Argentina. More voices are coming out to condone what the players did during their celebrations at the Copa America win in mocking France. But I ask, why is Lionel Messi, the captain, still silent? And to round it off, Mexico and cricket never went together, but imagine prisoners being rehabilitated through the sport. We bring you a heartwarming story of a sport giving people a second lease of life. But first, a look at the headlines in Sports 360. Starting with football, Real Madrid forward Kylian Mbappe could pursue legal action against Paris Saint-Germain. Mbappe's mother says he will take PSG to the court because Mbappe is yet to receive bonuses and 2 months of wages from the club. FIFA has delayed a decision to suspend Israel from international football. Football's global body says it needs more time to assess the matter. FIFA will now only arrive at a decision until after the Paris Olympics. The delay means Israel football team can participate at the Games. The proposal to suspend Israel had of course come from Palestine because of the war in Gaza. Over in cricket, reports suggest the International Cricket Council, or the ICC, has suffered losses of close to $20 million at the 2024 T20 World Cup. The tournament, which was organized in the US, failed to attract crowds, which led to empty stadiums and a huge financial setback. Over in the Olympics, an international right-wing group claims 10 Russian and 7 Belarusian athletes competing at the Games have violated International Olympic Committee's neutrality rules. The group claims these athletes showed support on Russia's war in Ukraine, which is against IOC's neutrality rule, also stating that IOC was notified about this but turned a blind eye. And Paris makes the final touches and ramps up security for the Olympics. Organizers have cordoned off River Seine. Police officials imposed a security perimeter on the banks of the river. Thousands of athletes will be parading alongside the river during the opening ceremony on the 26th of July. The squads for India's cricket series against Sri Lanka has been announced. The big news, of course, is Suryakumar Yadav is the new captain of the Indian T20 setup. The BCCI has gone against their initial plan, that of Hardik Pandya taking charge. And one of the major reasons for this massive shift in plans has been the viewpoint of new head coach Gambhir. The former India cricketer was firm in his desire to work with Suryakumar at the helm, stating Hardik Pandya's lack of fitness. He believes Suryakumar Yadav instead is the right man for the job. He has the potential to lead a side strategically, and he has the confidence and love of the dressing room too. But what are some of the things that the selections have projected? What do they signify, and what consequences could they have on the dressing room? Let me tell you, one, Hardik Pandya. Not only has he not been made captain, he is not the vice captain either. That's a clear message that Hardik is not going to be in the scheme of things when it comes to the top job unless something drastically goes wrong. Interestingly, he also posted the news of his separation with his wife on his social media platform, indicating that maybe this is the time he needs to take a step back from any additional responsibilities on the professional front. Either way, his captaincy is a ship that has sailed and Hardik is unfortunately not on it. The other thing to note, who's the vice captain instead? Shubman Gill. He's been given that position in both formats, the T20 and ODIs, a clear indication that the BCCI is looking to groom him to take over at some stage. There were many rumors of indiscipline emanating from that World Cup squad, and when news came of Shubman Gill being asked to go back. But Gill has clearly quashed all those talks by leading the B side against Zimbabwe to win, and now gaining the faith of the BCCI in giving him the vice captaincy role. The man who has not gained BCCI and Gambhir's confidence, though, when it comes to captaincy is KL Rahul. Not in the mix clearly, and only makes it to the ODI squad. The BCCI has rewarded certain performers who stood up and delivered, particularly at the Indian Premier League, like Harshit Rana, a Kolkata Knight Riders member, and Riyan Parag, who gets a break after a consistent show finally at the IPL. And Shreyas Iyer, who missed out on the central contracts, he's back. Abhishek Sharma's absence is notable. He was fiery for the Hyderabad franchise at the IPL that ended up going all the way to the final before losing. The other notable absentee from the ODI setup at least is Ravindra Jadeja. He announced his retirement from the T20 formats, but maybe his form hasn't really impressed selectors to persist with him in the ODI. Shivam Dube continues to find support though despite a very average World Cup. Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, they've been brought on for the one-dayers, an indication that this is crucial for India to prepare for the ICC Champions Trophy that's scheduled to take place next year in Pakistan. Every ODI matters as there won't be too many from this point on right up till March when the Champions Trophy takes place. And Gambhir wants a sense of stability and continuity to plan ahead while he is in charge. Now, there are some who have been rested, of course, and understandably so in some cases, like Bumrah and Kuldeep Yadav. Their workload needs to be managed, and it's been a very tedious year for them already. A lot of promising faces, some predictable, a few surprises there, but my only point of view at this point now is that most of the toughest decisions seem to have been made. But how will Gautam Gambhir run with this? He may have already ruffled a few feathers in getting his way with the squad announcements. And this when the coaching staff personnel are yet to be confirmed. Gambhir has to ensure the squad is on the same page as he is. We've seen what becomes of a coach and the players when an iron fist is introduced. Now, I don't have to go into details. Greg Chappell, of course, comes to mind. So too someone like Anil Kumble. Even though these two were stalwarts of the game, their strong-minded personalities rubbed many players the wrong way, resulting in horrid stints, unpleasantness and an unfortunate exit. And no one wants any of that repeating, but Gambhir will do himself and the team a whole lot of good to tread a little carefully here on, because at the end of the day, it's a team full of egos that need to be handled rather carefully. And kid gloves is what you need at this point. When Argentina won the Copa America title, everyone applauded, watching Messi in tears, almost losing the title to a last-ditch effort, turning it all around. They had managed to follow up their 2022 World Cup win with the Copa America triumph this year. But it's not even been a week since the win, and the focus has shifted from celebrating their glorious achievement to an unfortunate incident. Spain's Euros victory is all but forgotten because some of the Argentina players decided to celebrate by mocking France in a chant that has now brought everyone's attention and criticisms firmly on Argentina. Enzo Fernandez is at the heart of this. It exploded when he uploaded a video of Argentina players singing a racist song. A song that questioned French team's sexual preferences and even their nationality. Although Enzo apologized right after, the damage was already done. The French Football Federation reacted to the song and asked FIFA to take action. The matter has escalated. Enzo's Chelsea teammate and French player Wesley Fofana criticized Enzo for this on social media, and his other French teammates at Chelsea have unfollowed Enzo on Instagram. There is massive discord and anger, and this is threatening to rip Argentina apart. Voices in France continue to grow. More renowned faces have come forth calling this chant and the act of celebrating in this manner a disgrace. So there is a lot of din around this incident, and it's gathering a bit of a storm. But in all of this, one person's silence is probably louder to miss. The Argentina captain and one of the greatest players to ever play the sport, Lionel Messi. Now let's keep the facts on the table first. Messi wasn't visible in the video uploaded by Enzo. He was not seen chanting the song. He was not dancing to that song either. He was not seen anywhere near this ill-thought celebration move. Second, it's also believed that Messi wasn't probably part of the bus that returned home. At least that is what Messi wants to tell us through his social media, because as the video gathered more heat, Messi uploaded this, a picture of him giving an update on his injury. Maybe trying to say that he didn't travel with Argentina squad after all and stayed back in Miami. But apart from that, it's been radio silence on the subject, a subject that is raging in Argentina and threatening to tarnish the image of a country that has symbolized the beautiful game. Argentina caught in the eye of a storm, and yet the captain is silent. In fact, Argentina's Under-Secretary of Sports, Julio Garo, demanded an apology from Messi over the racist song. A request to clarify the matter may be fair given the circumstances and the fact that this is enraging countries and political channels have caught wind of it. But what followed? Garo was sacked from his position. How dare he question the legend Messi? Not just that, Argentina's Vice President, Victoria Villarruel, defended Enzo and Lionel Messi. So much, so she even called the racist song The Truth.
No colonialist country is going to intimidate us for a song on the pitch, or for telling the truths they don't want to admit. Argentina is a sovereign and free country. We never had colonies or second-class citizens. We have never imposed our way of life on anyone. I support you, Enzo. Messi, thanks for everything. Argentinians always hold your head up high.
The country should be calling out their players, disciplining them, but here they are defending the players, defending the act. Maybe an attempt to protect the integrity of Lionel Messi, and it isn't just the VP. Messi's best friend, Rodrigo De Paul, too has come out in Messi's defense.
When the final ended, Messi came and the first thing he said was, "Nobody taunts anyone. Let's celebrate and enjoy our victory." They always find something against the winner. Whether it's that we got help, that we taunt others, or that it's not such a good team. All these things are said to discredit what we have achieved.
Maybe Messi did say all of this, but why aren't his teammates listening? Having said that, Rodrigo defending Argentina in this seems rather pointless. Sure, the criticism is coming in thick and fast and the matter has escalated, but it's not to discredit Argentina. It's the consequences of the action. And that is why Messi needs to speak up. The captain who won them 4 trophies, also because Messi has a link with France as well. He played for PSG. He wouldn't be advocating such racist songs or even such thoughts against his former teammates. And if he defends his own teammates, his countrymates now, it will backfire. This isn't the first time Messi finds himself in a bit of a situation. When Messi didn't participate in Inter Miami's match against Hong Kong club earlier this year, it sparked a massive controversy. So much so that Hong Kong fans started hating Messi. For days, Lionel Messi kept quiet as the controversy brewed around him and finally issued his statement. He had to. It called for him to come out and address it. Maybe the 8-time Ballon d'Or winner is waiting for the right time to speak up in this matter too. But speak he must, and hopefully it won't be too late when he does. When India lifted the World Cup, 1.4 billion people erupted in joy. The nation was united in celebrating that triumph. The victory parade in the Indian city of Mumbai reflected the magnitude of the sport and the passion it has in the country. That is what any sport means for many. It's a source that gives pure, unbridled joy. The sport of cricket is proving to be more than that for prisoners in Mexico. In its latest initiative, the country has introduced cricket in its prisons. The inmates aren't just getting to experience the joys of playing a sport, but are also getting a sense of purpose in life. Hundreds of male and female prisoners now train weekly, a second innings for many of them.
When cricket went to the United States, the world was amazed. Cricket was moving to uncharted territories. And when the US team defeated an established side like Pakistan, the validation was complete. And it wasn't just Team USA. The rise of Afghanistan, the inspirational tales of Nepal, all of it grabbed eyeballs as the sport redefined the concept of resilience and success. And while the Americas wrote its own story, about 3,000 kilometers away, Mexico is writing a heartwarming plot by introducing cricket in its prisons. In a country that grooves to football, cricket is still a niche sport. The inmates here have found a new sense of purpose in life through cricket. Mexico's National Commission of Sport, through this venture, aims to promote values that come from playing sport, like teamwork and leadership. But the outcome of it has defied expectations. Hundreds of male and female prisoners now train weekly. And a sport that was just introduced to teach life lessons is now becoming therapy for many.
Cricket is teaching prisoners how to relate to each other, be respectful and disciplined, as well as allowing them to exercise. It's not like other sports, which provoke rivalry and violence. We know life in prison is very hard. It's lonely, and prisoners can be inside for a long time. So anything that makes their lives a little bit happier or a little bit easier, such as cricket, is absolutely worth doing.
Cricket has become a means of escaping their current life situations, and that is a major achievement. They're learning to become more independent, and that's given them all a fresh purpose in prison.
In one prison, we have seen prisoners start to make their own bats and balls so that they can play when CONAID officials are not there to host training. To get prison's inmate to start manufacturing bats in carpentry lesson is another goal of ours, which will help them teach valuable skills.
The initiative is now part of just 4 prisons in Mexico, and a league of prison cricket might turn into reality. The sport is proving to give a purpose to all the prisoners out there, from training for a sport they aren't aware of to fully embracing every aspect of it. It's like practically starting afresh. Cricket is not just giving them the sense of pride of playing it, but maybe a new dream and a new desire that can be pursued by the inmates who will get out of prison. And if they are also understanding the art of manufacturing bats and cricket gears, they can even start a business. The possibilities are endless. A beautiful story of a sport like cricket reaching the most unusual places and igniting something special.
Time for Last Serve. Olympics has always included new sporting disciplines over the years, from break dancing to now skateboarding. Watch young Spanish kids showcasing their skills in the hopes of representing their country next time around. That wraps it up here on Firstpost. I wish you a very, very good weekend. I'll, of course, see you next on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.